I used to be a big fan of Elon Musk. At one point in my life, Starlink was the only way I could get reliable internet. And when he'd bought Twitter, I thought he'd save the world. There's a famous Wall Street expression, "Don't confuse a bull market with brains." Basically means people often think they're financial geniuses, when in reality they just happen to be investing at the right time. I think a lot of Elon's successes could be attributed to that. I always thought that he started PayPal. That wasn't true. Instead, he owned another company called X.com, which wasn't very good, which happened to merge with a company called Confinity, who invented PayPal. It seems like nobody really liked Musk during that period. And when PayPal finally went public, it raised $1.5 billion. Because of his shareholdings, he was able to now have $180 million in 2002, which was a lot of money. He just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Tesla was basically the same. By the time he bought in, governments were rolling out massive subsidies and tax breaks for electric vehicles. And investors were desperate for the next big thing. He didn't found Tesla. He just rode the EV wave perfectly. And once again, the market environment made him look like a visionary. And SpaceX was next on the cards. It's easy to think that he single-handedly made it. But in reality, NASA was just outsourcing contracts and he was in a position to scoop them up. Billions of dollars in government funding flowed in, just as privatization of space travel was becoming acceptable. Once again, lucky timing for him. This is where the cracks really started to unravel. When you have a couple of wins, you start to think that all your ideas are good. He started talking about colonizing Mars, which actually doesn't make any sense and is ironic if you think about it, given the premise of Tesla and the EV vehicles. The amount of energy to transport people and infrastructure to Mars is the antithesis of environmental responsibility here on Earth. In June 2025, during the escalating public feud between him and Trump over the tax bill, he posted a tweet that named Trump as secretly being on the Epstein files, and that was the reason for why they hadn't been made public. He deleted the tweet a couple of hours later, just as the tensions were boiling over. Trump threatened him with consequences, including revoking government contracts. It really seemed like he lost his mind at that point. There's a myriad of other incidences in which Musk's genius could be questioned. The dances he's done on stage, the salute, his choice in women,
as I sometimes like
his
to think
lack of loyalty to his first
daddy
wife.
is the visionary.
Many people may not know, but he actually had an account on a game in which there were global rankings. Desperate to appear as if he was a genius also at playing video games, he'd hired professional gamers from China to play on his account, refused to admit after being caught multiple times that he was actually not playing at all. When he did live streams showing himself playing the game, it was painfully obvious to anybody who played it that he didn't know anything about the game. Might seem like a small thing, but it does give insight into the kind of mind of a person who would commit a fraud like that. Why on earth would you pretend to be better at a game than you actually were? For what reason, other than vanity and arrogance? So yeah, I don't really like Elon Musk anymore. But I would like it if he subscribed to my channel.